I'm not even going to attempt to de-shine my face because this, where's my room thermometer? This is what we're working with today. That's inside temperature. Hi everyone, it's Tash and welcome to another recipe video, and today it is too damn hot. So we're going to be making something that 1 doesn't involve the oven and 2 only takes about 10 minutes to make. And before you say, Tash, 31 degrees C is nothing, just take a look at all the TikToks, Reels, YouTube videos of all the people that have come from 35, 40 degrees C countries and visited the UK during a heat wave and attest to the fact that the heat is different here. The heat is disgusting here. It's a really wet, muggy heat. Granted, it definitely doesn't beat Singapore heat or Thailand heat, I will give it that. But our buildings here are not built for heat, we don't have air conditioning, our buildings are in fact meant to trap heat for the winter, so things can get a little bit uncomfortable. So let's make something refreshing, shall we? And no, I'm not going to make ice cream in this weather because I won't be able to film it. Just look at last year's chocolate sorbet video, I could barely scoop it out of the tub before it instantly became liquid. You know what doesn't melt? Burrata. I freaking love burrata. It is basically mozzarella, cheese and cream all in one. Probably not the best thing in the world for you to eat every day, but we don't eat it every day, so it's fine. And I'm going to be combining it with some grilled nectarines that I have lightly basted in some vinegar and honey. Not just any vinegar, balsamic vinegar for that lovely deep caramelized flavour. And before you ask, yes, you can use peaches instead of nectarines. I just prefer nectarines because half the time whenever I buy a peach it turns out really cottony and fluffy on the inside. I really hate that texture, and I can never tell when I buy them if they're going to be like that or not. Yes, occasionally nectarines can be like that too, but I find them more reliably juicy. And we want some juicy fruit for this recipe. Like I said, 10 minutes, probably less if you're not slow like me. We're not even going to marinate the fruit for very long, we're just going to toss it in our glaze. And we're only going to cook them for 1 minute on each side. So with all that said, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. First, let's make the balsamic honey. I'm going to start with 1 tablespoonful of balsamic vinegar, and I'm going to squeeze in 2 tablespoonfuls of honey. This is runny honey. And we're just going to mix it together. Lovely. Now I'm going to take a nectarine and I'm going to de-stone it. I like to do that by slicing it in half and giving it a twist along the cut. Like that, and then we're going to slice it. And then I just toss these straight into our balsamic honey mixture. Let's give you a better angle. And we'll give them a little bit of a toss. Now let's move to our hob. Now that we're at our hob, I'm just going to lightly oil it, drizzle a little bit of vegetable oil over. I'm just going to give it a brushing with a bit of kitchen towel just to spread it over, and just so there's not that much oil in it. And I'm going to preheat it to medium, so we're going to let this heat up. Once our pan's nice and hot, we're going to take our peach slices and we're going to shake this excess off and place them straight on our pan. And we're just going to cook these for a minute or 2 on each side. Now it's been about 2 minutes. I'm going to turn them over and wow, lovely. I can smell the caramel. And we're just going to cook it for another minute or 2. And now these are ready to go. Now all that's left is just put everything together. So I actually have prepared my peaches or nectarines over here. Again, you can use peaches if you want, but I prefer nectarines. And I'm just going to fan them out in a sort of pretty manner. And now I've just got a nice big fat burrata here, which I'm going to plop into the centre. And because raspberries go so well with peaches and nectarines, I'm going to plop a few raspberries on there too. Let's make room actually. And I haven't forgotten about our excess balsamic honey. We're going to drizzle a bit of that extra over the top of everything. Lovely. And it's missing one finishing touch. I know this is a little bit 80s, but I don't care. Just a bit of mint. That is absolutely gorgeous. Right, let's cut open that burrata. Check it out. I'm not going to tilt the plate. I made that mistake one time and I dumped the sauce all over my lap. It smells wonderful. Right, let's take a dig. Once again, I am a little bit impaired because I didn't have a table in front of me. Only a fork and the plate and my food. Cheers! That is incredible. I first published this recipe in 2017, I believe, so quite a while ago now. And back then was when burrata really started to take off in the food scene. Burrata was only ever paired with tomatoes. It's quite a classic pairing. There's only one problem though. I don't like raw tomatoes. It's possibly my one and only food nemesis. I can eat any other kind of tomato in any form, but just raw like a fruit. What it is, it's the texture of the seeds and the jelly in the inside that gets me. I cannot stand it. It's mostly the texture rather than the flavour. I will choke them down if they're served with burrata, but I'd rather not. So I fancied a burrata-like salad type thing, but with something sweet. So I served them with nectarines. And speaking of fruit, you can do this with any kind of fruit that ends up being soft when you cook it. So you could do this with, oh, this would be amazing with pear slices. You could also do this with apple slices, but you would have to cook the apples at a lower heat and for longer because they take a little longer to soften. And you could do this with berries too, so strawberries and blueberries. In fact, I have made a salad before which had strawberries and blueberries in it with the burrata. Very good combination, because at the end of the day, burrata literally is mozzarella and cream. So you could say it's only a couple of ingredients away from being a cheesecake. Anyway, I am getting shinier and shinier as it gets hotter and hotter inside, so I'm going to finish up. So there you go, burrata with balsamic honey nectarine. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram, I'm tashcakes.taste, and find me on TikTok too, I'm tashcakes there too, but my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more, give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it, comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I will see you all next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. I feel more roasted than those nectarines.